Here is part 2 of the Pilates series. I am leaving a couple of Pilates moves out of the original classic mat series intentionally. It's still going to be a great workout though. Okay, so this is done with the understanding that you've already been practicing the first third of the videos of the exercises, which are in the previous video. Okay, so this move is called the neck pull. Now, you never really want to pull on your neck, but we are going to bend the cervical spine and stretch it. So just remember, you're not really trying to pull on it, even though it's named that. So we're going to start with a Pilates version of a sit-up. My hands are going to be lightly behind my head. Don't clasp your fingers together. You're going to roll up, and that part's hard in its own. Then I'm going to pull my chin down and my elbows back. Chin down, elbows back. Okay, I'm still sitting upright. Then sit up tall and roll back down. We're going to do 4 of these. I'm going to inhale here, exhale here. Chin down, elbows back. Down and in. And roll down. One more. Great. Okay, the next move is probably my favorite in the whole Pilates series. I just love the way it feels, and it's a pretty move as well. However, it might take some practicing to get your shoulders to come behind you enough to hold you up. So first, try this. Pull your elbows behind you and arch your back. So your upper back is going to be supporting you like a tripod here. Meanwhile, your abs are going to be supporting the weight of your legs, okay? So we're not trying to arch the entire back into an arc because then the legs would fall off. You'll see what I'm saying. Okay, so first thing I have to do is get my hips up on top of my hands. Up, this is called the scissors. So they're up there. Now, I'm going to pull in my belly button and see if I can support the weight of my legs as they go into a straight line with my body. My shoulders are pushing into, or my shoulder blades and my arm bones are pushing into the ground. Then, from this point, I split my legs. Bring them back together on that angle. Split again. Notice I'm not trying to do this. That's a whole nother move. Split, bring them together. Split. This is a really good hip flexor stretch for the back leg. We do 10. I think this is 5. Also a great neck stretch. Now we're going to go right into the next move, which is the bicycle, the high bicycle. So I'm reaching my legs apart, and I might even get to touch the floor. Stretch those legs. And there's 10. Great. And then these go right into the next move, which is the Pilates style glute bridge. This is a great move. Strengthening the glutes, stabilizing the core in a long, strong way. So as with every glute bridge, we are going to posteriorly tilt our pelvis first. This is with every strength-based glute bridge. In yoga, there is a different kind of bridge in which you do not do a posterior tilt. You do an anterior tilt, but we're not doing that right now. So you're tilting posteriorly, my low back going into the floor, my tailbone going toward my knees, and then come on up in your glute bridge. I'm pushing my arms down. Now I'm going to straighten one leg, and it's going to stay even with the other thigh to begin with. So I have to be able to hold this without this happening, right? So hold here, flex that foot and bring the leg up just high enough that it doesn't change your spine. Point that leg, bring it back down. 3 of those. Up, down. Try to breathe naturally. Switch legs. Flex that foot. Breathe how it makes sense to you, but don't hold your breath. Let's do one extra. Great. Okay, and we're just going to bring the knees into the chest, move them around a little bit for a little breaking up of that exercise. All right, our next move is going to be called called the spine twist. Come on up. For this one, it's important that you get your back straight first because you don't want to try and twist a bent line. It doesn't work very well. You want to be twisting like a DNA helix that's stretching down and up at the same time. So we're going to get our spine really tall and straight first. And a good way to do that is to imagine that you have a high ponytail like I have here and pull up from that high ponytail point. It's going to tip your head, pulling your chin in. This is a great way in most any position to align your spine. So pulling up from there. It might seem exaggerated to you, but as you get used to it, you'll feel, oh, that really does lengthen my spine. I really feel that. Okay, so for the spine twist, my arms are out to the side, my thumbs are up. Your arms are not behind you. They're out, they're even with your shoulders or in front, okay? Now, you can do it with your feet pointed or your feet flexed. It's gonna be much harder with the feet flexed. So I'm gonna show you with the feet pointed first. So I'm sitting up tall. I turn my head first, and then I turn my body. Inhale, come to the middle. Turn the head first, turn the chest, and come back neutral. Let's try it with feet flexed. Lift up tall, turn the head first, turn the body, and turn in back to the middle. Take a deep breath. Turn the head first, turn the body, and into the middle. This is a lot more back muscles than you might think you'd have in a Pilates exercise. But the back is part of your core, really. Wonderful. Okay. The next move is called the jackknife, and it is related to the rollover. So in the jackknife, we're going to be using those same combination of abs to pull our legs over our head, and then we kick in our back muscles and our glutes to send the legs straight up toward the sky like a jackknife. So it looks like this. We're going to do 3 or 4 of these. So I'm starting in an L-shaped position. And if this is hard for you, just work on this for a while, okay? So we're going to go legs over face. And I'm going to stop when my knees get over my face. I'm not trying to get my whole self into a plow position. So knees over face. Then shoot those legs straight up. And the more I use my back and glute muscles, the straighter it gets. Then lower down, knees come back over face. Okay, let's do a few more of those. A lot of triceps going on here too, in the back of the arms. Knees over face, up, and back down. Exhale as you go up to get that diaphragm out of the way. Let's do one more. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your back, push those triceps down, and come on down. Great. Okay. The next move are side kicks. Now these are done, I've seen these done in a few different ways. The way that we're going to do it is going to be a very spine neutral way. To keep our spine neutral, we're going to have to lift our waist away from the ground, okay? So we're going to be down here on the ground with our hands behind our head. Now, because my spine is curving this way, I have to lift up my waist away from the floor. That's also going to make this shoulder girdle really strong. So I'm lifting my waist away from the floor. Now, with this tight, strong spine, I'm going to kick my bottom leg forward and my top leg back so that I can balance there. So I have really a scissors position, right? No curling of the spine. It's very straight. So my tailbone is pointing directly south if the top of my head is pointing north, right? They're opposite of each other. Then I'm going to swing this leg forward, kick twice with the toe slightly up, then swing it back with the toe pointing back and pump twice. Swing forward, toe slightly up, swing back, pump twice. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we flip over. So this is nice because you get to practice this 1, 2 times. So you're going to flip on over, put your hands behind your head. Now, if you cannot put your hands behind your head, if your shoulder's like, oh no, I'm not doing that, lie all the way down like this and then pull your tummy in. So you're on one arm, so your spine is still straight, right? So a straight line would be like if I put a stick in front of me, the stick would go straight from my pubic bone, through my belly button, through my heart, through the middle of my neck, through my lips, nose, between my eyes, okay? I'm going to do it lifted. Pulling my waist away from the floor, I split my legs, and then I'm going to swing forward 1, 2, and back 1, 2. Forward 1, 2, back 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. One more. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good job. If you're even just still watching, great job. Okay, now we're going to do the teaser. This move is so cool and impressive to even if you're doing it yourself, because it's a tough position to hold. But once you get it, you're going to be like, dang, I'm so strong. Joe Pilates used this for some of his promotional materials, like pictures of himself with a whole head of shock white hair doing this move, the teaser. So I'm almost 59. I don't have a head of shock white hair yet. However, I'm getting up there. And if I can do this well for you, I'm going to feel well pleased with myself today. It's a hard move. So our legs are going to be on a diagonal. We're going to roll up. Yeah. Pull the shoulders back, pull your belly button in, and we want these parallel lines here, okay? Then roll back down. Tap your shoulder blades. Roll back up, lift your chest, belly button in, roll back down, tap your shoulders. Roll up, lift your chest, shoulders back. Now put your hands behind you for the next move, which is the hip twist. Don't drop your legs low. We don't want to injure our back. So your hip flexors are holding your legs up here, which is why you can't drop your legs too low, because those hip flexors will pull on your low back. So here I'm drawing circles. I draw a circle one direction, then I bring my legs back up, draw a circle in the other direction, shoulders stay down. Draw a circle, bring legs back up, draw a circle, legs back up. Ah, that's so tough. So I'm going to give myself a break now after doing those really tough moves. Now, again, if these moves are seem really, really challenging and you think, well, I need some training before I can do those, that's what the first third of the workout is for. The first third of the Pilates series is for builds up that strength. Okay, so keep working on those same moves, and then you'll really get somewhere. And I'm going to make more videos, I hope, or I intend to, where I break down the individual moves a little bit more. Okay, the last one we're going to do today is swimming. So this one's done many different ways as well. I like to do this with one breath per lift because it really, to me, it really builds my strength. You're going to be using the posterior oblique subsystem or sling that runs, which is a series of muscles and fascia that work well together in functional movements. And it goes from one shoulder blade to the other glute. So it's a diagonal line. So you're going to be utilizing that functional line here in this exercise. Some people call it the POS. Like if you look up POS on Instagram or something, you'll find a ton of different exercises. So you're going to lift your arms up, lift your legs up. So right now I'm using the whole posterior chain, right? The whole posterior line of engagement. Now I'm going to lift up my right arm and my left leg from my right shoulder and my left glute. Then bring it down. I inhale here in the middle. Exhale, lift. The opposites pair. Or you can inhale on your lift and exhale when you bring it down. But we're going to do 10. So you'll have 10 deep breaths. Great. All right, friends, let's push back into a child pose. I like to do mine with my knees wide apart, butt up a little bit. And just tell our bodies thank you. And take a few deep breaths. And tell your body thank you, please. Give your body gratitude for taking you through every moment of your life, everything that you ever do. And this hopefully fun workout. All right, friends. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you will work on that and tune in to the next or the final third of the Classic Pilates Mat series next time.